this episode is more for future Tyler, because I sort of on purpose didn't do a lot today to stir up some kind of a story to throw together and present here, because I want to talk about this cable that sometimes floats in and out of frame, and the weird scenario that surrounded it getting here. Also, the fact that it was happening at the same time that I was doing the treadmill shenanigans and trying to figure out a way to present it yesterday, which I still think ended up being not that great. So what this cable is actually a new set of earphones. And I'm trying them out just to see if they are indeed better than these, because these ones are actually quite old by now. And I'm hearing some great things out of the IEM side of audio listening. Is that what they say? So I actually ordered these at the same time that I ordered the treadmill. The treadmill ended up getting here first, and I was like, okay, cool. So now we just have to wait for Amazon to update us about the headphones. And, well, IEMs, I guess. And the first update that we got was one that wasn't really expected, and that was we've handed over the package to USPS. Here's your tracking number. There you go. So that was already weird step number one. And so then we would just follow USPS, and Amazon would also kind of throw in their sort of like follow through of it's en route, and here's what USPS had to say. So the flow of updates kind of goes like this. We've handed over your package to USPS. Your package is in the facility. Your package is en route. There was an error in delivering your package. We were not able to access your driveway, mailbox, or I forget what the third thing was. And then Amazon says they will try again. And USPS says we will deliver it on the next delivery day. There is no action required by you, the person waiting. So there's a lot of things that are kind of being thrown around there, but the thing that gave me the most calm, and I'm glad that at least USPS adds that in there, is that no action is required by you to do anything. So it's like, okay, cool. I don't have to go somewhere and show someone some ID. Like, they're just going to try again the next day. So when Amazon and USPS did all that stuff on that day, the time frames went 8:45, 9:15, and then they failed at 10 o'clock. We don't know why it failed, really. We didn't hear a knock at the door. We didn't really have like trash cans being picked up on that day or anything. There wasn't a car accident. We don't have snow or bears or moose, so I don't know what happened. But the next day, which is the next delivery day, it was Veterans Day, and so obviously, no federal agent is going to do anything on that day. Or are they federal? God, I'm losing brain cells. So we decided, okay, fine. They're off the hook for this day, so the next delivery day should be the day after. So on that day, I kind of assumed that they would have the same time schedule, so they would do something at like 8:45 or 8:30, and the next update would be like 9:30 or 9:45, and then they would attempt to drop it off at 10. It turns out that they would leave me for an entire day of just anxiety-filled, oh God, what if someone stole it and they're just kind of like, they think that they have been delivered it or they lost it in the facility or something like that. 8 o'clock became 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock became 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock became 8 o'clock, and I was just like, I don't know where this thing is. And then eventually I come back from, I was putting something away, but I forget what it was right now. So I come back into the house and I'm just handed the package. They're like, they dropped this off at the mail. So luckily the package, is large enough that it can kind of fit in with the rest of the paper envelopes and stuff like that. But yeah, so I mean, to their credit, they did arrive, but not without some major anxiety. And then um, all of the weird scenario kind of then fell upon me because I was like, okay, so now that I have it, where do I plug it in? Because I've realized that while the cord is relatively long, it's really nicely corded too. Um, if I plug it directly into the PC, that's where the best sort of connection happens, but it's really kind of like strained as far as like length of the cord goes. So I'm trying to figure out where else I can plug it in. And so I was like, oh, the Yeti that I've used for like 12 years now, that has a little audio port. So I plugged that in there. And while that works the same over there, it has one added drawback. And that's I can hear everything that enters the microphone twice now because I hear it once as I'm doing stuff. So if I'm typing on the keyboard, I hear it with my own ear, but I also hear it in the microphone. So that became sort of a 2-hour sort of exploration through my audio settings to figure out if there's a way I can kind of separate those two things. And again, all of this is happening at the same time that I'm trying to figure out a way to document what I just did earlier that day on the treadmill while I was having anxiety panic attacks. So there you go. That's the full story. Oh, and tomorrow's going to be a little crazy also. So fun.